Today I want to talk about forgiveness. Forgiveness is really an amazing gift that we have as humans to give back to each other. With forgiveness, we allow others to make mistakes. Repercussions will be given for mistakes, not necessarily by yourself or instigated from yourself, but forgiveness is a gift, a choice, a mechanism that we have to evolve. Without forgiveness and true forgiveness, how can we move on from the mistakes that we've learnt through life? If you have an issue, something that's happened to you, that in your mind you find very hard to give forgiveness to somebody else, try to find a space where there's a bit of silence, no one around. Be with yourself, by yourself, and try to let go of all your thoughts. The thoughts that you push onto others, thoughts that they push onto you. Try to rise above that. I feel that we can all make mistakes, big and small, major and not so major. Place your feet, place your emotions inside the other person's body for a moment. Think what they would have been thinking. And then allow yourself to feel forgiveness. Give yourself the maturity, the wisdom, the spark of humanity that we have all in us to allow us to be bigger and bolder and grow. Assume the role of the person who can give forgiveness. I myself many a time had to do that, and also claimed for wanting to have forgiveness given to me. I didn't ask for it. That's the hope. If you can give, you can receive. You should be able to receive forgiveness as much as you can give it. It can be very, very, very difficult to give forgiveness in situations where you're very hurt. It could be physically, could be emotionally. It doesn't mean something that's happened and you give the person forgiveness and therefore you want to be best friends again or back in a relationship. It just means that you have the wisdom to say, I forgive that person. Whether or not you want to say it to them to their face, and that's even more powerful. But if you give them forgiveness, you can move on. Whether or not they want to move on from the situation and evolve, it's up to them. But for your own development, being able to give forgiveness allows you to move on and evolve. Ultimately, we don't want to be as humans stuck in the same circle, the same rut, the same situations over and over again. We tend to do that. If we don't learn the lesson, we'll go back into the lesson again and again and again. For example, you may have been with somebody, a partner, who didn't feel right for you at some stage and you needed to move on. They'd done things to you that maybe you didn't like and it wasn't the right situation, so you moved on. But again, you went into a similar relationship where it ended up being exactly the same. The lessons weren't learned by you or the other party involved. But if we do learn the lessons and say, hey, we're going to step back, stand at the third person, stare at yourself, not in yourself, but at yourself. So I'm going to watch what happened in my mind, play out some things, what happened, and see what didn't work for me. What did work and what didn't. Learning from those lessons, we can move on. And forgiveness bears a big part in that. If you can say, I forgive myself, I mean, even if the person doesn't want to give you forgiveness, you have to give yourself forgiveness. I'm sorry for what I've done. I want to move on now. I do not want to be in the same situation again and again. Sometimes it takes a real severe jolt in your life to make you be able to step back and go, wait a minute, let me get a perspective on this, as opposed to let me just keep living it and living it and living it and not stepping back and just settling down for a moment with your thoughts and yourself and dealing with things. Forgiveness is an amazingly strong emotion, amazingly strong gift. I mean, there's been multiple times of mass murderers wiping out communities, families, or murderers, full stop, or instances when people have lost their lives and parents or loved ones or relatives have been able to forgive the people involved. They still may have been punished for what happened, but they managed to find forgiveness for them. And it's a really strong power within ourselves to be able to do that. It's easy enough to say, no, I will never forgive you. It's the easier way. You can just close the door and go, that's it, done. I don't care. But with forgiveness, you have an opportunity as a person who offers forgiveness to evolve. Ultimately, we are all trying to evolve. We're not wanting to stay stagnant and exactly the same, having the same day-to-day issues every single day. We want to be able to evolve. Therefore, forgiveness is a key responsibility, a key tool we all have. Please try to look at yourself and look at situations and people around you who you can offer forgiveness, and begin giving that forgiveness out. It feels absolutely liberating when you can do it. It's letting chains off yourself, a little bit more freedom. It's breaking down some more barriers of yourself. It helps others too, but ultimately from helping yourself, you will be able to help others. That's it for today.